In the previous class, we had completed the portion of depreciation and capital loss. Now today, I am starting the point of net indirect tax. This is the basic concept of macroeconomics, and this is the next point of this chapter, net indirect tax. In short form, we can write NIT. So what is NIT? NIT is the differences between indirect tax and the subsidies. So what is the meaning of the net indirect tax? It is the differences between the indirect tax and the subsidy. So first we have to know indirect tax. First we know what is tax. Tax means compulsory payment made by the individuals to the government without any return. This is the tax, and we know tax has two parts, indirect tax and direct tax. So here I am making the two portion of the taxes, direct tax and indirect tax. So first you have to know the meaning of the direct tax. What is the meaning of direct tax? Direct tax is the compulsory payment, and this tax imposes on the income of the individual. And indirect tax, it imposes on the goods and services, so this is known as the indirect tax. And this tax imposes on sales of a goods, and this tax can be shifted. So from this table we have seen that in direct tax where impact and incidence. In case of direct tax, impact and incidence. So what is the meaning of impact? Impact means liability to pay, and incidence means actual burden. So liability to pay and actual burden lie on the same person. So this is known as the direct tax. In case of indirect tax, impact and incident lie on different persons. As for example, we can say that if the government charges tax on goods, then the consumer or then the seller increases the prices of the commodity. So in such a way, the seller increases price and collects money from the consumer, and then he pays this extra money to as a tax to the government. So this is the indirect tax. Here impact and incidence lie on different persons. So up to this clear? So this is the direct tax and indirect tax. Now we are going to the main point, need. So IT, indirect tax, clear. And subsidy. What is subsidies? Subsidies is the financial assistance given by the government to the enterprises on the production of goods and services. So in case of subsidies, we have seen that the price of the commodity decreases, but in indirect tax, the price of the commodity rises. As for example, we can say that if the price of the set of a speaker is rupees 500, cost of one set of speaker is rupees 500. Now if the government imposes 10% tax of the speaker, then the price of the speaker will be 550 rupees. So here the price of the speaker increases. Why? Because indirect tax imposes on the goods. Now next, subsidy. We can take the example of speaker. If the government gives rupees 10 rupees subsidies, then the price of the speaker will be 540. So here we have seen that indirect tax increases prices of the commodity and subsidies decreases the prices of the commodity. So when IT minus subsidy, we can calculate NIT. So this is the formula of net indirect tax, and it will be used as the measurement of the national income. So up to this. Now next point I am going to write next concept, net factor income from abroad. Net factor income from abroad. In short form, we can write NFIA. So, what is the meaning of the NFIA? Net factor income from abroad equal to factor income from abroad minus factor income paid to abroad. So what is net factor income from abroad? It is the difference between the factor income from abroad minus factor income paid to abroad. In short form, we can write NFIA equal to FIFA minus FITA. It is the difference between the FIFA minus FITA. So this concept is very important concept, and we can use this concept in the measurement of national income. So what is factor income from abroad? What is the meaning of factor income from abroad? Factor income from abroad means the income received by the normal residents. Received by the normal residents, those who are living other countries. And factor income paid to abroad, this means that income received by the non-residents living within our territory. So this is the difference between factor income from abroad. From abroad means we get the income from outside, and we have to pay the income to the other country. So this is the difference, and this difference known as the net factor income from abroad. So net factor income from abroad, it can be positive, negative and zero. So as for example, you can write here that factor income from abroad, as for example, we write here 100. We get rupees 100 and paid rupees 80. So there will be 20 rupees. It is positive. Now next 100 and we have to pay rupees 100. So 0. Next rupees 80 minus 100, so minus 20. So factor income from abroad, it can be three types: positive, zero and negative. So this is the factor income from abroad. This is the very important concept, this chapter, and we have to use in measurement of national income. Now next point, I am going to write here components of net factor income from abroad. In this chapter, we have to mention the important terms of national income. National income. National income can be calculated domestic income plus net factor income from abroad. So we can get national income. How? When domestic income is added to net factor income from abroad, then we calculate national income. So national income is very important concept, and domestic income means the income we have earned within our country in a year. So total income we have received by producing the commodity in a year, in accounting year, is known as the domestic income. And when net factor income from abroad added to this income, then we get national income. So this is the very important term. We can make this in a table, national income and domestic income. So from domestic income to national income plus NFIA and national to domestic minus NFIA. So this is very important term. We have to use this national income term in measurement of national income, and this is the formula also you have to write in your copy, domestic income plus NFIA. So this is the very important. Now next you write the last point of this chapter, the components of NFIA. Components of net factored income from abroad. Components of NFIA. So there are three components. One by one I am writing here. The first component, net compensation of employees. Net compensation of employees. Number 2 plus number 2 you write net income from property. Net income from property and entrepreneurship. And the third point is net retained earnings. Net retained earnings. So NFIA, three component, first plus second plus third. So these three components are included in net factor income from abroad. So this is the very important. Now I am going to say that net compensation of employees. What is the meaning of net compensation of employees? Net compensation of employees means the income received by the residents living outside and income paid to the residents living within our territory less than 1 year. So this is the differences between this income known as the net compensation of employees. Next, net income from property and entrepreneurship. Net income from property means the income received from the property of the residents, those who are living outside, and the differences we have to give the income of the residents, those who are living in our country. So this is known as the net income from property and entrepreneurship. And last point is net retained earnings. Net retained earnings means this is the portion, this is the income we can get from the profit. So this is the part of the profit we get. Those who are residing in our country, we have to pay them, and those who are outside, so they are getting this profit portion from outside. So these are the differences. So this is known as the net retained earnings. So retained earnings is the part of the profit. Profit has three parts. Profit, three parts: dividend plus corporate tax plus net retained earnings. So these three portion made profit. So net retained earnings is the part of the profit received by the resident, those who are living outside, and those who are living in our country, we have to pay this portion. So the differences between them is known as the net retained earnings. So these are the part of the permanent net factor income from abroad. So these are the last portion of this chapter. Now the second chapter today, we have completed this chapter, and I will give you the notes and also the chapter, so you have to learn it carefully. Thank you.